In this video, I discuss different ammunition types for defensive handgun use. Thanks for watching. I'm not speaking about ammunition brands, speaking about types for the new handgun owner. And there are two. We have range ammunition, that is called full metal jacket, versus defensive ammunition for defensive purposes that are hollow points. So we have full metal jacket and hollow points. Here are some key differences. The full metal jacket has a metallic covered bullet to create a barrier between your skin and the lead core. These run roughly 25 cents a round versus a hollow point that has a bullet that's designed to expand, or it mushrooms out to minimize penetration and maximize diameter. And they are also have casings that are coated with a nickel plating for corrosion resistance. And it allows you to see the bright surface under low light conditions if you're doing a press check, versus the casing on a full metal jacket that are typically brass. Sometimes you'll find steel, sometimes aluminum. Just depends on the brand and what's available. And likewise on the bullet. Most of these bullets are full metal jacket. There are polymer bullets on the market, but the lion's share of full metal range ammunition sales is full metal jacket. So these are the two types. Again, this is one of many brands that I shoot. I typically shoot new ammunition. I typically shoot what I consider to be premium ammunition. I don't put junk in my firearms. They're life-saving equipment. I want to run good stuff. So this is one example. And the box is typically like this, holds 50 cartridges. On each box, it'll tell you what the caliber is, and for most handguns, whether it's armed citizens, law enforcement, or military around the world, the standard today, based off of ammunition sales, based off of firearm sales, is 9mm. So you want to run 9mm Luger, or sometimes you'll see it as 9mm Para or Parabellum. So make sure you have at least the caliber right for your handgun, 9x19, and that's the cartridge length. So you want to look for that on the box. Grains, most ammunition, 9mm is about 115 grains, and all that refers to is the weight of the bullet. It's measured in grains. It's not gunpowder grains, it's weight in the grains unit. These boxes hold 50 rounds of ammunition, whereas your hollow point defensive ammunition is in a box of typically 25. Will look something like this. And again, you want to match up your caliber. 9mm Luger, the plus P just means it's a higher pressure, designed for firearms that can handle that higher pressure. Plus P, P is for pressure. You'll also notice on the box, I don't know if we can zoom in good enough here, you will see some ballistics information, and most importantly, there is a lot number. That lot number is important. Heaven forbid you have to use your firearm to defend you or the ones that you love, and you're charged. You will have to demonstrate not only how many rounds you fired, where they come from, why did you choose that brand of ammunition, so on and so forth. And if the prosecutor decides to check ballistics, it comes in real handy to say, hey, I use this particular brand and my rounds came from this particular lot. They call that manufacturer, and that manufacturer keeps samples for this purpose, based off of lot number, so they can match up. Yes, they used what they said they used. I take it one step further. I account for every round of ammunition. I know how many I have in my gun, how many's left in the box, and what I do when I change out my ammunition, I keep the box, and inside the box, I will write the date that I started carrying it. So that reminds me of when I need to change it out, but now I have a trail of where this ammunition came from. Chain of custody. In terms of selecting defensive ammo, I don't want to go into that in this particular video, but know this. And I have 2 points to make. Point number one, the bigger the bullet expands, the less penetration you get. So think through that. You need to get enough penetration, especially if it is a side shot, to get into center mass, especially if you're shooting through a barrier to get to where you need to get to. Penetration is important, and that affects the more penetration, that affects the ability for that bullet to expand. The second point is, and I've shot them all, I favor penetration over expansion, and that's just a personal choice. Not right or wrong, it's just a personal choice. But I prefer to carry the brand that my state police department carries, and if that happens to coincide with what the FBI has tested and certified for and approved for use, I want to use that. Why? Heaven forbid I'm charged. I have to defend the ammunition type that I used. I can say, well, my state police uses it. We're going to have them for expert witnesses. FBI uses it. Again, excellent expert witness. I don't have to explain why I use some off-brand type of ammo and why that was my ammunition of choice. It's one less thing to explain later. So that's ammunition types. And again, the full metal jacket range ammo costs you about $1/4 per round. You're looking at about $1 a round for the hollow points. So it's more cost effective to shoot the full metal jacket. Shooting hollow points for defensive use at the range would be ideal, but you gotta have deep pockets to do it. And that's all I got. So remember, be safe, stay dangerous, and keep your force justified.